Hi, my name is Geraldine Zanaska, and I'm the founder and CEO of Campus Music and Lighthouse Keeper. Lighthouse is a new platform and marketplace connecting industry professionals worldwide with the tools, resources, and trusted local expertise needed to navigate international music markets. I think it's the ultimate guide to music professionals with international ambitions, which will help you to rethink how you approach music export in a fast and ever-changing landscape. In 2022, music is automatically available in 170 plus countries on streaming platforms, and the audience appetite for global music is higher than ever, thanks to recent popularity of genres such as K-pop, Latin music, Afrobeat. Music exports are on the rise globally. Markets around the world, which were ignored by the industry at large for decades, are now the fastest growing ones. According to the IFPI, Latin America growth in 2020 was over 15%, and for Asia, excluding Japan, is 0.1% short of a staggering 30%. In a few years from now, the top 30 markets will look nothing like today. But when artists and their team wish to develop their project in a new music market, they need three things. First, they need up-to-date practical information and local knowledge to navigate the market they're keen to enter and understand its best practices. Second, they need a strong and targeted strategy tailored to their wider global goals and to the specific market in question. And third, they need to find trustworthy local partners with expertise for additional support. Yet, for teams of any size and geographical location, each of those three things are challenges on many levels. To start with, music companies rarely have a dedicated export manager or team, and when they do, for example, in bigger labels, they're limited to one person's knowledge and network, or a handful at most. Second, most countries don't really have a music export office, and when they do, their limited resources mean only a handful of markets can be focused on. Music conferences rarely cover foreign markets or only for focus country or neighboring countries. And further down the line, when it comes to connecting with the right contact abroad, it's hard to know where to look in a market where you don't know anyone. It's hard to know who to trust, and it's even harder to get a reply from anyone. Music biz directories can be overwhelming. They often have little to no contact curation, and mostly they have got a poor email response rate. So Lighthouse addresses these complex issues while empowering music industry professionals on a global scale. In a few clicks, Lighthouse members, label managers, artist managers, booking agents, self-released artists get access to practical insights and individual guidance for succeeding in new countries from the pros who've done it. Lighthouse curated roster of vetted experts get a way to share their knowledge and promote their country's music industry and earn money for their time and expertise. Members pay a small monthly fee for unlimited access to Lighthouse resources, including practical expert tool and resources. They can then pay a la carte for online courses and individual consulting sessions they need provided by our approved experts on our unique marketplace centered around a map. And here's a little sneak peek of the map. For members, it's vital information in one place. It's hours and hours of searches saved. It's the finest minds of the industry at your fingertips. And for experts, professionals from all parts of the business, not just consultants or educators, it's the end of brain picking for free. It's capitalizing on your experience in your own term. It's developing your global reputation, and it's sharing about your country to help bring foreign talent there. So Lighthouse is developed by Campus Music, which is a consultancy that I started 3 years ago and have a client in Europe and beyond. We're currently a small project team of 5, multicultural, multilingual, with combined decade of experience in the music industry. We opened in private beta at the end of 2021, and we're now getting ready to switch to public beta and welcome more people. We can currently welcome aboard members from anywhere in the world and experts whose business are registered in the US, Canada, UK, any EU country, Switzerland, Norway, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Japan. So if you're keen to develop your project abroad or want to share your knowledge and expertise with the world, we'd love to hear from you. Here at Lighthouse, we see a better way forward for business, one that brings in more people and perspective to encourage international collaboration, cooperation, and exchange of ideas, inclusivity, accessibility, and more sustainable practice. So we're looking forward to hearing from like-minded organizations and businesses willing to support us and music industry professionals worldwide by partnering with Lighthouse while increasing your organization's international profile. I'm also keen to talk to individuals who share a vision and value interest in becoming early investors to support our goal to make Lighthouse the #1 global platform for music expert. So you can visit the platform at lighthouse-music.earth. And if you'd like to arrange a private demo or one-to-one meeting to discuss further, you can email me at geraldine@compass-music.com. So are you on board? Thank you.
That was incredible, Geraldine. Literally exactly 5 minutes. Love that. Questions, everyone, and if you have questions, feel free to drop them over in the comments area. I'm going to ask a question first. At the end of your talk, you mentioned it must have been a dozen countries that you have this expertise in.
So we use Stripe as our online payment platform, and we use Stripe Connect. So in Lighthouse there's a marketplace, and we can currently welcome what Stripe and or tax calculation software can onboard, which is 35 countries. So basically North America, the whole of the EU, and a few extra. So if you have your business register in there, we can have you on our marketplace. You can provide a service, and you can get paid directly within a matter of a couple of days.
Amazing. So in terms of all the countries that you're currently working with or you've worked with in the past, which markets are most challenging, or have you had the most challenges kind of trying to cultivate and curate the information?
I think, so I don't really like the term emerging market, but so-called emerging markets, where there's not a history of a lot of trade organization, don't have as much figures. But, you know, sometimes I feel like in the older markets, we're kind of weighed by all of the figures. But yet what you really know is not a million figures. What you need to talk to someone who's been working there for decades. You know, if you want to go and tour in India, do you need to ask a big festival programmer, or do you need to ask like a tour manager in India who's going to tell you, look, if your band's going to get there, this is what you need to know. This is how things work. And that's really going to be practical help for you to guide your band, to guide your project. And that's one example.
Amazing. That makes a lot of sense. So in terms of thinking about that, in terms of when people are making decisions about how to export their music, how do you want them to approach that? How's the best to approach it? So one example you mentioned is like reach out to the size of the promoter you actually need. Do you have any other tips or examples?
I think you need to understand why you want to go some places. And I think, you know, my experience, I worked for the Music Export Office for 6 years, and in the UK, and everyone wanted to go to the UK. And I was like, well, why do you want to go to the UK? And people actually didn't really know. It was like, why do you think this territory makes sense to you now, to your music, to your budget, to your immigration status? You kind of need to, you know, make a list of points. Like, is it easy to get there? Can I afford it? What's the cost of living? What's the potential revenue? Do I have any fans? If not, is my music popular in this kind of music? Do I have existing, you know, potential artists to collaborate with? There's so many factors to take in before you actually decide which is the one that makes sense.
That's great. What's my immigration status is probably something no one ever thinks about when they decide they want to do a world tour, but that's a really great question. I think that's all the time we have for you, Geraldine, today. Thank you so much for walking us through with us. And I will move on to the next team. Thank you again.